how do I put it now? The hostility here is unimaginable, because officials of the church made it clear that they will not allow any part of this story to go out into the media. I told them anyway that we saw the story in the media in the first place, on the social media, before we even arrived here. So there was nothing to hide anymore. And as a matter of fact, there's no need to stop media coverage of an incident of this magnitude. But to avoid the violence that they were ready to create, they were ready for the violence. To avoid it, we had to walk away a little bit. We have seen other media houses, TV stations, popular news TV stations also come, and they were given even worse treatment than we were given, because we were already warned, because we were here earlier. So that is the situation here. Some church members are still arriving. If you see, you can see them walk down, but when they get there, they will be told to move to another place where the church service is holding, because no service is holding here today. That's exactly what is going on right now.
Okay, slow down. Before you finish listening to his report, why would they be hostile towards journalists who are doing their work, towards media houses doing their job? That's the whole purpose of a journalist, to go to crime scenes of this nature, because I consider this one to be a crime scene, and report to the general public of what they have observed and what they have found out as to be what could be the cause of the fire, and if there are any people that were affected by the fire. This is a public place. It's not a private institution. It's a non-profit organization that has been put together by the contribution of public funds that are not accounted for. So I don't see the reason why they would protect this institution as a private property. Of course, they are entitled to regulate who goes in for security reasons. But when there is something of this nature, journalists and media houses should be allowed to report. The question that we should all be asking is, why is Chris Oyakhilome restricting them to give a reporting, an unbiased, uncensored reporting to the general public? What is he hiding? What might they find out that might interfere with the narrative that they want to sell? They definitely want to sell a narrative. It's coming. You might not have seen it yet, but there's a narrative that they want to sell. And if they are people that can be third parties who investigate and give different reports, that narrative might not sell very well. I know you're asking yourself, what could be the narrative that they want to sell? I'll tell you about that in the next episode. I want you to continue listening to the reporting of the journalist, what he observed on the scene, and how they were treated by Chris Oyakhilome's personnel.
Good morning, Uzona. We understand that you were asked to leave the premises of Christ Embassy, and even asked to delete footages. Where are you now, and what's going on?
Okay, we are still in that environment, because the last time we came up, we were quite close to the building, but at the time we were ending the live, we were besieged by security officials of the church and men of the Nigerian police force, persuading us to leave the environment and threatening to seize our camera and even delete the material that we've recorded already. It was a bit rough at that moment. The argument was long and it took a while. That was why we've not been able to come up again before now. So what we did was to walk away a bit far from the church, but if you look behind me, you will still see the building. The smoke is still coming up, and the flame have been contained by the fire service. As at the last count, I have seen not less than 6 water trucks of the fire service that went in there and emptied their content into the inferno.
It's clear, crystal clear, that they don't want loopholes. Christ Embassy doesn't want loopholes in the narrative that they are going to sell to the world. The whole idea of no casualties, I don't buy it. The whole idea of the fire being accidental, I don't buy it. If this was accidental, there will be no reason for anyone to be private and secret about it. There is a bigger thing that they are trying to cover up. We're going to dig deeper, and I'm going to bring it right to you on a silver platter. That's what some of us were born to do, to dig deeper. I know this hurts a lot of people, and some people think I'm celebrating. No, I don't have a reason to celebrate. No, I don't. Why should I be celebrating? What does it benefit me? Nothing. It only gets to vindicate me when I tell you about the nature of these men that you call men of God, things that they are capable of doing. Journalists are on the scene. Media houses are on the scene. They want to give a report to the public, for it is their job to do so. Why threaten to confiscate their recording equipment? Why force or try to get them to delete the footages that they have already recorded? Why do you want this whole thing not to be in the media? What are you covering up, Chris? What are you hiding? You look so holy. You look so well decorated. You look so transparent. You look so straightforward. If you don't have anything you are hiding, why are you not allowing independent institutions, private journalists to come into this whole drama that you're creating and give people their own uncensored opinions or reports as to what could have caused the fire, as to what could be the damage that has been caused, if there are people that were actually injured in this whole outbreak? Why are you hiding? What are you hiding and why? My people, just think through it. These are people on the scene who went to give a report, and they are being restricted. And this is a church. It's a church which should have free access to everyone. Of course, there are security reasons and concerns that can be raised as to why they put regulations as to who goes in and who goes out. But you can do your due diligence. You can vet the people that are coming to find out if they are really coming from well-established institutions. And if they are, you give them access. The only reason why Chris doesn't want people to come in is because he's cooking up something. And we're going to find it out. If he had brought this building down, hoping that all the people are as mogulicious as his own followers, he has just wasted millions. And he might not even get a penny from the insurance company, I bet. Because we're going to be touching areas and parts and pressing buttons that will make so many people think different about how this happened and why it happened. Do stay tuned. There are so many people that were asking, show us a video where journalists were prohibited or restricted to report on this case. There is the video. I don't talk about things I hear, my people. Everything that I bring upon this platform can be backed up. Now, the question that I want you to keep asking is, why is Chris restricting people to report on this incident? What is he hiding? There's no smoke without fire. I'll check you out on the next episode of the Enlightenment Series. This is Mr. PDT, and I'm out.